Stephanie and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to do a Manic Monday book review for the book Lord of the Flies by William Golding. Let's just talk about what it's about and then I'll give you my thoughts. Basically, Lord of the Flies was published in 1954 and it follows a story of these boys who end up on an island after a terrible shipwreck and all the adults are dead, so it's only the boys and they have to learn how to survive, how to feed themselves, take care of each other, all of that. And there are younger boys called little uns and then the older boys who become the leaders, and it goes from there. So I will preface this by saying I read this for a book club. I would not have picked this out because this book has never really appealed to me, and even though I consider myself a reader and lover of classics, I've never wanted to pick this up. But I did. I went into it with, I think, is an open mind. So on a positive, I think one of the things the author wanted to portray was man's humanity against man, in that this was very brutal and it illustrated how horrible we can treat each other, especially in desperate situations to where we can basically be reduced to be like animals, even though in this situation, I think animals behave better. But so I will say, I think what he wanted to say came across in the text and in the execution. But for me, I did not enjoy this book. I hated it. And I'm so sorry if you love this book. I will totally admit that this is 100% a personal, subjective review. As far I can appreciate it for being a classic, and it's obviously been around and become a classic for a reason, but I did not like it. I switched between the audiobook and the physical book so I could get a sense of both. The audiobook narrator was not great. It was a very dry British man. He's very monotone, not a lot of nuance, so you really had to pay attention to remember who's speaking because there's no inflection, no nuance. He doesn't really give the characters different voices, and it was just kind of boring to listen to. It sounded like he was just reading it just to read it, not that he was enjoying or feeling what he was reading. And that definitely partially affected my rating. But the story itself, the one character I liked, his name was Piggy, and that was a nickname. And at the beginning of the book, apparently Lucy has very strong feelings about this as well. Do you have an opinion too? Yeah. Did you hate Lord of the Flies too? Not a fan. Yeah, so in the beginning of the book, he tells these boys, Jack and Ralph, that that's a nickname in school that people have given him, and he does not want to be called that. And they call him that because they're jerks. And they just treat him like crap through the whole book, just to be jerks. And I hated it so much. Oh my god, like, all these boys were just little butts and they just needed consequences. And I know that's part of the reason, like the purpose of the book, but I just hated almost every single one of these characters and I just wanted to smack their little faces off. And I do not ever remember hating a book like this. Like, I have 1-star books that I think are bad, but they've never made me furious. And I hated the characters. I hated the story. I hated the ending. And I will say I'm glad that I read it, because now I know that I don't like it, and now I can contribute my opinions when having a discussion about this book. So I obviously gave this book 1 star. Lucy, do you feel the same way? Yeah. I think there are a plethora of much better classics than this. But yeah, if you have read this book and you enjoyed it, let me know. Maybe there's something I'm missing that would affect how I think about this book. Or if you agree with me, let me know. I'd love to talk to you guys about it in the comments. As always, if you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and click the subscribe button down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.